Namaste students. In the concluding part of benefit natural resources, today we will discuss about the measures to reduce ecological footprint.
How can we reduce the ecological footprint of a community? We can follow the following measures to reduce it. The first one is educate the people of your community about their ecological footprint. When we are living in a community, we see some common scenes where the people waste the resources. Some people use water to clean their vehicles, or some people use water to clean even the roads. And during evening time, we can see by 5 o'clock in some of the communities or in some of the streets, the street lights are on. So we can talk to the people of that community and reduce that ecological footprint of that community by minimizing the use of water and electricity in that area. The second one is join a group that works to make local rivers and streams healthier. So we Bangaloreans, we know about the condition of our rivers like Rishabhavati and our lakes. So how is the condition of these lakes and rivers? What can the people of Bengaluru do to improve the condition of these rivers and streams or lakes? We know about the lakes of Bellanduru and Verthur, which catch fire very frequently. If the people of that area make a group and try to minimize this, definitely they will reduce the ecological footprint of that area, and definitely they get pure drinking water also. So they minimize the water pollution as well as soil pollution by joining such groups and working to keep the water safe. The third one is get involved with recycling programs. What can we recycle? We can recycle the wet waste. In that community, if some 100 or 200 or 1000 houses are there, the people of that community can think about recycling of the waste, that is wet waste, and they can make one compost and they can create organic manure, or they can think about generating biogas from the wet waste. So here two things they are doing. One is they are reducing the pollution, and the second one is they are creating manure as well as the biogas. So the people can think about it and it is really useful to that community. The next one is do an energy audit of your school and see how it can save electricity. We see that during the lab classes or department classes or PT period, children often forget to switch off the lights, fans and smart board. So if they think about saving the electricity of the school, they have to do the audit of the school, and definitely the next month or the next year they try to reduce the electricity bill or water bill. So energy audit of the school also helps in reducing the ecological footprint of the school. Next one is calculate your school's ecological footprint. What type of energy is consumed by the school or the students of the school? First one is electricity, second one is water, third one is paper. So these things are consumed by the school as well as the people in the school. So we can reduce the use of electricity, water and even paper. We can, instead of throwing the paper to dustbin, the students can recycle the paper and they can save trees and they can reduce the ecological footprint. The next resource is plastic. So even plastic, which is inevitable in our day-to-day life, that can be reduced and that can be recycled. So this is how, if the children take this measure, they can reduce the ecological footprint of their school. Transportation. So how can you minimize your ecological footprint while going from one place to another? The first method is walk or ride your bicycle to school or office. Walking is the best exercise for our health. It saves our money as well as it reduces the pollution. So it is better to walk to school or office. Second one is take public transportation. Public transportation like metro trains, local trains or buses reduce the pollution as well as they save money. So we have to take public transportation instead of our own vehicles. Third one is carpooling. So carpooling is also one of the methods where you share a car and you reduce pollution as well as you save money on your petrol. So if you follow this method, you can reduce your ecological footprint. How can we minimize the use of water? Let us see the measures. First one is turn off the tap while brushing your teeth. Instead of wasting water, we have to turn off the tap, and after finishing the brushing, we can wash the brush and we can gargle. The second one is don't pour toxics down storm drains. So what are these storm drains? Storm drains are seen on the footpath, pavements, car parkings and other areas. What do? They drain the excess rainwater, and these storm drains recharge the groundwater level. So when we pour toxics to these storm drains, we are polluting the groundwater also. So we should not pour toxics into these storm drains. The next one is run only full loads in dishwasher as well as washing machine. If the washing machine and dishwashers are fully loaded, the water used in is properly used. Otherwise, if the washing machine is only half loaded, the water consumed by the washing machine is same. So it is always better to full load these machines and save water. The next measure is put a brick in toilet flush tank. So toilet flush tank, if you keep a brick or if you put a brick in that, the brick occupies some space and that much of water is saved whenever we use the flush. The last measure is use Indian type toilets more, because these Indian type toilets use less water compared to foreign commodes. So it is always better to save water and follow these measures. So if you follow this measure, we can save water and we can reduce our ecological footprint also. Now we discussed various measures and how to reduce our ecological footprint. If we try to practice at least some 70 or 80% of the measures, definitely we can save our resources and we can lead a healthy life. So by the end of this lesson, I would like to say one thing: reuse, reduce, recycle and save our Mother Earth. Because Earth doesn't need human beings, but human beings need earth to survive.